Maria was a quiet girl who loved learning English. She studied every day after work. Her notebook was full of vocabulary, grammar notes, and example sentences. She watched videos, read stories, and listened to podcasts. But every time she had to speak English, she felt scared. Her hands became cold, her heart beat fast. Her mouth could not move. One day, someone asked her a question in English at the grocery store. It was a simple question. Do you need help? But Maria could not answer. She smiled politely and said nothing. Inside, she felt sad. Why can't I speak? She asked herself that night. I know the words, I know the grammar, I study every day. But when I open my mouth, nothing comes out. This happened again and again. In English class, Maria wanted to speak, but she stayed silent. When she talked to herself, she could say full sentences. But when she talked to a real person, her mind froze. She felt stuck and frustrated. One evening, Maria was watching YouTube. She searched for how to speak English fluently. She found many videos. One title caught her eye. It said, "Do not translate anymore." She clicked on the video. A teacher appeared on the screen. He said something that surprised her. If you want to speak fluently, stop translating in your head. That habit is the #1 problem for most learners. Maria listened carefully. The teacher continued, when you translate, your brain is working too hard. First, you think in your language. Second, you try to find the English words. Third, you try to build the sentence. This takes too much time. That is why you freeze. Maria paused the video. She looked down. Her heart felt heavy. That was exactly what she did. She always thought in Spanish first. Then she tried to build the English sentence, word by word. No wonder she was so slow. The teacher in the video said something else. Translation is not only a habit, it is a wall in your mind. It blocks your fluency. It makes you afraid. It makes you sound unnatural. Maria thought about this. A wall. She imagined a big grey wall in her brain. Every time she wanted to speak English, this wall appeared. She had to climb it before she could say anything. It was hard. It was tiring. Sometimes she gave up. That night, Maria decided to try something different. She made a small plan. In the morning, she would not translate anything. She would just speak, no matter how simple. No matter how short. The next morning, Maria woke up. She looked around her room. She started to name things out loud in English. Window, curtain, book, table, chair. Then she tried short sentences. The sky is blue. My bed is soft. I hear birds outside. She did not worry about grammar. She did not worry about mistakes. She just said what she saw and what she felt. Later that day, she walked to the store. On the way, she whispered to herself in English. I am walking. The sun is hot. I see a dog. I feel calm. It was not perfect, but it felt different. It felt easier. Maria called this new game describe the world. It was simple. Look, speak, no translation. Something small began to change inside her. She didn't know many big words. But she started to think in English, not just study it. In the evening, she reflected on her day. She smiled. Today, I didn't translate. She wrote in her notebook. I just spoke. I felt free. It was not a big step, but it was a real step. Maria realized something important. She had been trying too hard. She was focused on rules and mistakes, but now she focused on feeling the language, living it. The wall in her mind was still there, but it was not so big. Not so strong. Maybe, with time, it would disappear completely. That night, she watched the video again. The teacher said, thinking in English is the key. Not perfect English, not fast English, just thinking directly in English. Maria nodded slowly. Yes, she whispered, that's what I want. And so, her journey began not just to learn English, but to live in English. The first step was simple, stop translating. The second step was powerful, start thinking. Maria woke up early the next day. The sun was shining through the window. She sat on her bed and took a deep breath. She remembered her small success yesterday. She didn't translate in her head. She used simple English to talk about the world around her. It felt good, it felt different. That morning, she decided to continue. While making breakfast, she spoke quietly to herself. I am boiling water, I take a cup, I open the jar, I make tea. She smiled. These sentences were short and easy, but they were real. She was not reading from a book, she was speaking from her own life. When she washed the dishes, she said, the plate is dirty. I clean it, the water is warm, I like this moment. She wasn't thinking in Spanish. She wasn't translating, she was just living in English. It felt like a new part of her brain was waking up. Maria started to play in a game. She called it My Life, my movie. She imagined her life was a film, and she was the voice of the story. She became the narrator of her own day. She said things like, I walk to the window. I open the curtain, the light comes in, I stretch my arms. A new day begins. This game was fun. It made her smile. It also helped her speak without pressure. She didn't need perfect grammar, she didn't need big words. She just needed to notice the world and talk about it. Slowly, this became a habit. One day, Maria had a small problem. She wanted to say something, but she forgot a word. Normally, she would stop and feel nervous. But this time, she stayed calm. She tried to describe it. She said, it is the thing I use to fix paper. Her friend said, do you mean stapler? Maria laughed. Yes, stapler. She felt proud. She didn't stop. She didn't give up. Maria saw that she could still speak, even when she didn't know the exact word. She didn't need to be perfect. She needed to be creative. She needed to keep talking. Her confidence started to grow. Her sentences were smoother. Her thoughts were quicker. She didn't freeze anymore. Sometimes, she even forgot to think in Spanish first. English became more natural, more comfortable. She made small changes in her room. She put sticky notes on objects. Her mirror said mirror, her door said door, her lamp said lamp. Every time she saw these things, she thought of the English word. She didn't need to translate. She changed the language on her phone to English. At first, it was strange. But after a few days, she started to understand more and more. She saw English every day on buttons, apps, and messages. It became normal. Maria also used a special kind of dictionary. It was English to English. When she searched for the word happy, she didn't see a translation. She saw this. Feeling good or pleased, that was helpful. It showed her how to think in English, not just translate. Every night, she wrote in a small journal. Just 2 or 3 sentences. I went to the market. I bought apples. I feel tired but proud. These simple notes helped her remember her day in English. They helped her think more clearly. Maria no longer studied English like before. She didn't just read textbooks or do exercises. She used English in her real life. She cooked in English. She cleaned in English. She walked in English. Her world was still the same, but her language was changing. One morning, she woke up and looked outside. She didn't think, El cielo es azul, she thought. The sky is blue. It happened naturally. No effort, no translation. It felt like magic. But Maria knew it wasn't magic. It was practice, daily practice, gentle practice. She was building new roads in her mind. New paths for her thoughts. These paths were strong. These paths were in English. She felt proud of herself. Not because her English was perfect. It wasn't, but because she was moving forward. She was not afraid to speak. She was not afraid to try. She wrote in her journal, today I thought in English. It felt simple. It felt free. I will keep going. Maria's journey continued, one step at a time, one word at a time. She was not just learning English, she was becoming a part of it. Her new road was clear, and she was ready to follow it. Maria kept practicing her English every day. She continued using simple words and short sentences. She talked to herself in the kitchen, during her walks, and before bed. English was now a normal part of her life. It was not just something she studied. It was something she lived, but not every day was easy. One afternoon, she joined an online English group. The teacher asked her a question. She understood it, but when she tried to answer, she forgot one word. She felt nervous, her old fear returned, her hands got cold again, and for a second, she wanted to stop. But then she remembered what she had learned. She took a deep breath and said, "I don't know the word, but it's the thing you use to fix paper." Another student smiled and said, "A stapler." Maria laughed and nodded, "Yes, a stapler." The class clapped. Maria smiled too. She didn't freeze. She didn't give up. She found another way to say what she meant. That evening, she stood in front of her mirror. She looked at herself and said in English, "I tried today. I forgot a word, but I kept going." I'm proud of that. This small moment made her feel strong. She created a new habit that night. Every evening, she would talk to herself in the mirror for 2 minutes. She called it mirror talk. She spoke about her day, her feelings, and her dreams. Sometimes she made mistakes, but she didn't stop. Her words were real, and her voice was clear. Maria also wanted to help others. Her friend Ahmed was also learning English. He told her, "I still translate in my head. It's so slow, I feel stuck." Maria understood. She had been there too. She shared her simple tips with him. "Start small," she said. "Look around you and name things in English. Talk to yourself while you cook or clean. Don't wait for the perfect word, just speak." Ahmed smiled and said, "Okay, I will try." Together, they made a new challenge. They called it the 7-Day Mind Challenge. Each day had a different activity. On day 1, they named 10 things they saw around them in English. On day 2, they narrated their morning like a movie. On day 3, they talked about their feelings using simple words. On day 4, they described something even when they didn't know the exact word. On day 5, they did mirror talk. On day 6, they each taught one English sentence to someone else. On day 7, they said their dream for the future, only in English. Every day, Maria and Ahmed sent each other short voice messages in English. They laughed at their mistakes. They cheered for small wins. They didn't need a classroom. They didn't need a teacher. They just needed support, courage, and practice. Maria started to notice something new. When she saw a tree, she no longer thought of the word in Spanish. She just thought, "Tree." When she felt happy, she said to herself, "I feel good today." English was no longer something outside of her. It was part of her. It was part of her thoughts, her actions, and her heart. She still made mistakes. Sometimes she forgot words. But now, she didn't stop. She kept speaking. She found other ways to express her ideas. She felt more natural, more free. Her voice had changed, not just the sound, but the feeling behind it. She felt more confident, more alive. One night, Maria looked at the stars. She thought in English, "My journey is not finished. But I'm not afraid anymore." She smiled and felt calm. She opened her notebook and wrote, "Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being brave. It's about feeling the language and using it every day. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm speaking now." To anyone who is learning English like Maria, remember this. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need big words. You just need to start. Use the words you know. Speak from your heart. Make English a part of your daily life. Talk to yourself. Talk to a friend. Talk to the mirror. Fluency is not a test. It's a journey you take step by step. Word by word, day by day, you are already on the road. Keep going, speak, feel, live in English, just like Maria. Maria's story is simple, but also powerful. She was just like many other learners. She studied hard, she read books, she watched English videos. But when she tried to speak, her mind stopped. She translated every sentence in her head, and that made her slow, nervous, and unsure. For a long time, she felt stuck, but one small change made a big difference. She stopped translating and started thinking in English. She began with simple words. She named the things around her. She described her actions. She played small games like My Life, My Movie. She used her real life as her English practice. Little by little, Maria grew stronger. She did not wait for perfect grammar. She did not wait for perfect words. She just started speaking. Every day, she used English in small ways. She spoke to herself while cooking. She talked to the mirror at night. She shared her progress with a friend. Her English became part of her daily life. Maria still made mistakes, but she didn't feel bad about them anymore. She knew that mistakes are part of the learning journey. What mattered most was that she kept going. She was brave. She was patient. She was consistent. Her journey is not finished. But now she walks with confidence. English is no longer a school subject for her. It is a tool. It is a part of her. It helps her express who she is. It helps her connect with others. And now, the lesson from Maria's story is clear. You don't need to translate. You just need to speak. Start small. Be kind to yourself. Use the English you already know. Make it part of your life. Practice every day, even just 5 minutes. If you do this, one day you will realize you are thinking in English. You are speaking with ease, just like Maria. Congratulations on finishing this story. You just improved your English listening and understanding skills by following Maria's journey. You didn't just learn English, you lived it. Now, here's a fun question for you. What helped Maria the most in her journey? A. Memorizing long word lists. B. Using English in her daily life. Write your answer in the comments. Or B. Let's see how many of you are really paying attention. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Your support gives us the energy to create more free, helpful, and simple English content for you.